That was fascinating. It certainly was. In a normally paced season, do these processes overlap? Will you break and draft and write a few episodes at the same time under normal circumstances? Let's dig in. So every showrunner does it a little differently, but this is how it's often done. So let's say it's the first week of pre-production and you have 8 writers on staff of a show. The first week, we'll all be in the room and we'll work on breaking the first story. And that could take about a week. And we're figuring out the act breaks, the storylines, what the characters are doing and all that. At the end of the first week, one writer will be chosen to write an outline. They will leave the room and spend another week writing an outline, okay? Meanwhile, business continues. We're working on the second story. That takes another week, okay? And a second writer is chosen. And this goes on until you have, you lose critical mass. At some point, you might have 3 or 4 writers off on various stages, outline, first draft, second draft, or whatever. But you still need a core group of people, let's say maybe 4 or 5 in the room, to continue breaking stories and doing the work, that kind of work, because you need to have kind of critical mass. Now, at the end of week 2, the first writer should be done with their outline. If they've done a good job with their outline, they'll identify the problems in the story. There's always holes, there's always problems in the story, okay? If they've done a great job, they've identified the problems and they fixed it, okay? But even still, best case scenario, if they've done a great job, you're still looking at least a half day's work, giving notes, kind of tweaking things for that writer. And so this obviously slows things down. And getting notes from the studio, again, will throw you off schedule, but this is just the nature of the business. I kind of liken show running to air traffic control. So imagine each script is a plane in the sky, right? And they all have various levels of fuel in them. And your job as a showrunner is to land each plane safely. And if you spend too much time on that one plane over there, the first plane, landing it, 3 others are going to drop out of the sky. And I've seen this happen. I've been on shows where the showrunner spent way too much time on the premiere because they wanted the premiere. They wanted to hit it out of the park. And they spent so much time on it that subsequent episodes suffered. So it's a juggling act. You never have enough time or enough money. But that's just the business. They don't give you enough time or money because, there are budgets. So showrunner is a really stressful job. Even though, technically you are in charge of all the creative decisions on the show, it's stressful. My partner and I have been showrunners of 3 different shows. And to be honest, I don't mind being a co-executive producer. That's the number 2 job. You don't make as much money, you don't have as much control, but it's actually more fun, I think. So anyway, if anyone wants to hire us as co-execs, we're in for it. All right, for more what it's like to be a TV writer, keep following me at Michael Jamin Writer.